What would you say you've seen when people don't take that first step of getting pre-qualified and start seeing houses? What kinds of things can they run into that affects their experience?
Definitely. So, I mean, it's unfortunately, it's a risk that you're taking. And it's not always a horrible situation, right? Some buyers are able to go through that process, get under contract even before seeing me. However, we have run into issues where, they've fallen in love with the home. To get under contract, you have to give the seller, option money and earnest money. Maybe you start paying for home inspections. And then if you were to do all of that and then come to me, I look at your finances and all of a sudden you don't qualify. That's going to be the biggest headache, and the different reasons why you couldn't qualify. Maybe you're someone who's self-employed and in your bank account you see a lot of income coming in, but maybe the way you report the income is not the way that mortgage underwriters allow, to be a provable income. Different things like that. Maybe your funds for down payment, you thought, hey, I could take a personal loan out for that. You can't do that, right? So there's a lot of different reasons why someone couldn't qualify for a purchase. So having that initial conversation up front is key to avoid all that, again, like I said, headache, heartache, all that stuff, emotional stress, financial stress.
I mean, listen, in its most simple form, why it's important to get pre-qualified first is to, in my opinion, and based on what you said, is to, I would say, maximize your time, right? And to not get ahead of yourself before then figuring out, hurdles that you need to overcome, and maybe having spent money and time on something before, you're ready ultimately, right? So getting pre-qualified first is definitely the first step for anybody interested in buying a home. It'll help you be aware of your budget, and I think ultimately help you. I mean, clarity is power, and so to understand your financial, limitations or boundaries, I think is helpful for then getting connected to the Ramirez team for us to then help you find the home that fits within, what you're looking for financially.
And I would add to that a little bit more, is that it's an easy process. It's extremely easy to get pre-qualified. You submit a formal application, residential history, employment history, savings information. Most people, it takes them 15, 20 minutes to submit that application online. It's very convenient. As soon as it goes to me and my team, within the same day you're pre-qualified. We're able to review all this information, pretty quickly. So I think sometimes people feel very overwhelmed that initially I'm going to have every set of documentation, all of my tax returns, all my bank statements, everything. I'm going to have it up front. You don't need it initially. Let me review your application. Let me see what may be a potential issue, and then I can say, yes, we need X, Y, Z documents in order to get you to a point where you qualify. So I would say, don't stress out too much about it. Let's have the conversation. Let's see where you are, and then kind of go from there.
Excellent.